Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yunyung of Korea Energy Agency, and it is a great pleasure and honor to be here in Bangkok with all of you and give a presentation on South Korea's renewable energy policy. First, I will look at the renewable energy roadmap and trends of South Korea and then move on to the renewable energy policies. Let's look at the renewable energy roadmaps in Korea first. South Korea's economy has developed based on the manufacturing industries such as steel, automobiles, and shipbuildings, and these energy-intensive industries require a huge amount of energy. But given that South Korea imports more than 96% of energy from abroad, the energy transition has become more essential. So this is why Korean government is focusing on renewable energy. And the use of renewable energy in South Korea began in the early 1990s with the installation of residential PV panels on top of the roofs. And as you can see from this graph, the total generation capacity has been increased tenfold for the past 10 years. And this was mainly driven by the feed-in tariff system from 2003 until 2011 and the renewable portfolio standard program since 2012. And in accordance with the relevant laws such as Renewable Energy Act and Electricity Business Act, Korean government establishes national plans for renewable energy, and the most important one is this basic plan for development and use of renewable energy. The most recent one is the fifth, which was announced in 2020. It sets a goal of providing renewable energy at 25.8% of electricity from renewable energy by the year 2034, and renewable portfolio standard long-term contracts and renewable energy 100 and electricity grid expansion have been presented as the main policy tools to achieve this target. And I have included these past 4 plans for your information. And as you can see, the Korean government is continuously increasing the renewable energy targets. And the next one is the basic plan for electricity supply and demand. With the announcement of the 10th plan this year, the Korean government is pursuing a balanced mix of power generation sources, low carbon and zero carbon power generation sources, including nuclear and renewable energy. Its target is to provide 30.6% of electricity from renewable energy by the year 2036 through more wind power and grid expansion, battery energy storage system, and local acceptance improvement. And the very first basic plan for carbon neutrality and green growth was announced in April this year in an effort to achieve South Korea's vision for 2050 carbon neutrality. Its target is to provide more than 21.6% of electricity from renewable energy and ultimately achieve the South Korea's NDC target of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 40% from 2008 level by the year 2030. Now let's look at renewable energy policies in Korea. This administration has announced its new policy directions for renewable energy in last November, mainly focusing on promoting domestic industries and expanding renewable energy in rational and feasible ways. So the government is pushing forward with various policy tools and programs in these 5 areas. The first one is reasonable and realistic goals for renewable energy and cost-effective expansion and grid connection, residential acceptance, and industrial growth. I'm going to look at these 5 areas in detail in the next slide. The first one is the reasonable and realistic expansion. To achieve this 21.6% of renewable electricity by the year 2030, South Korea needs to we have to install at least 5 gigawatts of renewable energy every year, which is very challenging target. So to achieve this target, we are now more focusing on the wind power and increase the wind power share in renewable energy power generation. And it also requires more private investment. And second is the cost-effective expansion of renewable energy. The government is planning to provide more incentives to large-scale PV power plants to take advantage of the economy of scale. And by intensifying competition among power producers, we expect the reduction in electricity costs. And in this regard, the government introduced the electricity sales auction in wind power last year. And the third one is to minimize the pressure on the grid. And as you may know, the rapid growth and expansion of renewable energy has put so much pressure on the electricity grid. So the government is trying to set the responsibilities of renewable energy power producers on the grid by requiring them to abide by the same rule as the base load power producers, such as the installation of grid stabilizing devices. And also the zoning system is being considered, which should designate the areas with grid reserve capacity and build the solar projects in those areas. And this is expected to increase the stability of the electricity grid and minimize the pressure. And the fourth one is the residential acceptance. The conflicts between the renewable energy power producers and local residents can delay and sometimes it cancels renewable energy projects, and this actually happens in Korea a lot. So to prevent this from happening, the government is promoting more local resident engagement in renewable energy projects by providing more incentives and profit sharing to support local residents, including the fishermen and farmers who can be affected by renewable energy projects. And also the government published a guideline on local acceptance improvement last year. And last but not least, the renewable energy industry promotion. The global renewable energy market is expanding, so it is critical to support and develop the local renewable energy industries. And South Korea is also supporting the local industries by supporting the technology development in renewable energy industries, including the tandem cells in PV and large-scale wind turbines. And also the building integrated PV system is one of the key elements in this industry. So the government will build a center to test the PV performance and reliability, and also provide more incentives to create the PV emission market. And also the forest biomass such as wood pellet will be given a higher rate levels on their electricity sales to secure the economic feasibility. And also the Korea Energy Agency is supporting the overseas renewable energy projects. This concludes my short presentation, and thank you very much for your attention and interest.